I'm Christopher.
And I'm Robin.
And welcome to the 100 Acre Wood.
With Christopher and Robin.
We're making a podcast.
Apparently. I told some guys at work yesterday and he called
me
a fucking nerd.
That's
so we did a trial run podcast like an hour ago, which went quite alright because we weren't as nervous, but I'm realizing now that I'm getting quite nervous because this is like the real thing.
Yeah.
This is the real one.
Yes.
And
earlier today, we had our mugs of coffee. We had just woken up, so we didn't really think about this.
No.
And that we are actually going to publish it.
Whereas now we actually fixed our hair and stuff.
Yeah.
And got dressed and shit.
It doesn't look like that, does it? But we did. I tried.
So, hi Chris.
Hi Rob.
What's your pronouns?
He, him.
Nice.
What's your pronouns?
They, them.
Hi.
Hi. Alright, so that's over and done with.
Yeah. This will be a podcast where we talk about gender.
And stuff.
Yeah. Because we are not cis. None of us. So yeah, that's kind of the deal here.
Yeah. So our motivation to make a podcast was that there are quite a few like trans-related podcasts out there, and gender-related and sexuality-related and so forth. But we felt, first of all, that there wasn't that much coverage of the Nordic kind of procedures, because we're Norwegian, both of us.
And the procedure here is quite different from the US or Canada or the UK. Yeah.
Yeah, whereas I think it's quite...
And Sweden, really.
Yeah.
Like, the Norwegian system is really not like the Swedish system at all.
Yeah, the Norwegian system is quite strict, so I think we're going to talk a bit about the European system at large, because the UK system and the Swedish system are quite alright. I don't know about the Danish or like French, but we're going to take a deeper look at that, a closer look at that. And then, that being said, we're also timing this quite like interestingly.
Yeah, because I'm starting gender therapy in August.
And we're filming this on July 20th.
It is 20th.
It is the 20th. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, and that is a huge step for me in my transition. I've come out to my family and friends, and I am planning on going like full out and about and like be open about my gender identity from the fall of. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
So in a way, we're kind of podcasting a real life transition.
Yeah.
In like real time, which is gonna be really interesting.
The only things I've done is to come out to myself, come out to you, come out to my family, and come out to most of my friends actually. So yeah, I haven't changed my name legally.
No.
I haven't changed my gender marker legally. I could have done that a long time ago, but I promised my family to not do it before I start gender therapy, which is why I'm really looking forward to starting now in August, because then I can like finally change my name.
Yeah. So I think we're going to do a whole podcast on that actually, on the whole coming out process, the parts of this that you've kind of like missed because we're starting this after you have come out, but you're still not out at work or in your sports community and stuff.
But so. I have told, because I changed my name on Facebook to Chris, and I have also told my co-workers about my preferred name. I haven't told them about my pronouns yet, but I'm planning on doing that.
And you haven't told them your whole name. You haven't said Christopher, but just going by the nickname Chris.
Yeah, because I haven't told many people about Christopher. I've told you, and I've told two of our friends.
Yeah, they guessed it.
Yeah. And I told them.
Yeah, you told them you go by Chris, and then they wondered what it was a shortening of.
Yeah.
And so they guessed the right one.
Yeah. So yeah. And I wanted them to guess it.
Yeah.
I wanted them to get it right, you know. just so that they know of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Instagram knows.
Instagram knows, yeah. Because we're probably gonna tell this to our Instagram followers.
I'm definitely gonna.
Yeah, but like they are probably, or like you are probably the first ones to know about this podcast.
That's true.
So yeah, you all know Miss Christopher, and I'm getting used to the name, and I'm finally like, actually, I feel like it's me now.
None of you know me as Robin.
No, yeah. We did have a joint.
Yeah, it is joint. Yeah. We had a joint Instagram account.
Yeah.
Previously, that's quite a while ago now.
Yeah, it is.
It was around Easter times.
Yeah.
Where we first started. That was before any of us had our private out and trans accounts that we do now.
Yeah.
So we tried to do a joint one at first with Christopher and then Robin.
Yeah.
But it didn't really work out as well as we'd liked it to, and
we kind of found out while having the Instagram account that the different kinds of trans.
Yeah, and also what I was gonna say when you interrupted me, Mr. Male Problem. No, I'm joking.
I'm sorry.
No, but we also figured out that we kind of wanted different things with our Instagram accounts, and we wanted to follow different people, and we wanted different communities. As you said, we realized we're kind of different types of trans.
Yeah.
And we also found out, or you found out when you made your new private account, that the Norwegian trans community, and especially F2M community, is quite close-knit and quite open and quite friendly. But then again, I don't fit into that group or that category. So I don't feel the need to get to know that community as closely as you do.
Yeah.
And so we got our separate accounts instead.
Yeah, and that worked out really well. But we're still we talk about gender a lot, and we are both over the usual. What is it called?
What?
Mer än normalt. Intresserade.
We're just overly interested in.
Yeah.
More than averagely interested.
Yeah,
no,
I don't know.
Language, what even is it?
We're interested in gender. We talk about gender a lot, and we thought that we should make a podcast where people could hear our conversations about gender, because I don't know, maybe someone finds it useful.
I mean, we've both been listening to podcasts about gender, especially the So Brave podcast we both listen to, and some other podcasts, and well, for my sake at least, I found listening to those podcasts about gender processes, about all the different sides of it, the politics, the healthcare, the communities, the social, the internal, etc. Listening to someone talk about it and finding people who feel the same way I do about stuff has been really helpful. Yeah. And so I'm hoping that we might contribute to that feeling in someone else.
Yeah. And especially with me going through the process that I'm going through and going the path I've chosen, with seeing a private psychiatrist and then being referred, hopefully, from him to the hospital, and then going the official way of transitioning.
Yeah.
I think that would be interesting for Norwegian guys to hear about.
Because in Norway, we should say that you have the option of going either the healthcare way or the private way of transitioning, and they're quite tightly intertwined as well. They're
and you can
with each other.
You can do both of them at the same time,
but you can't do neither because that's gonna suck.
Yeah,
that means not transitioning. I mean.
Some
people do that too, and that's fine.
Yeah, obviously. But if you want to transition, that's how you're gonna do it.
Right. But I think we're gonna do a whole podcast on that another time. So not to go too much in depth now.
No, but just to inform you about what we will be talking about, and yeah.
And also I'm looking for. I mean, there's a lot of trans YouTube channels, trans podcasts, not that many, but some.
Yeah.
But I'm also looking for more of a non-binary representation. I feel like there's not that much.
Yeah, because we could tell them about our gender identities right now.
Do we have gender identities?
I do.
Do tell me more.
So yeah, I'm a transgender male. I am pre-testosterone, and I'm starting gender therapy,
Okay.
as I said, in August.
Right.
Yeah.
Hi, I am a non-binary mess. I just recently found out that the gender marker that I prefer is, the gender term that I prefer is agender, which means that I'm quite neutral on the gender spectrum. I prefer a masculine kind of expression, but that doesn't really reflect with my identity. I don't feel male, I don't feel female. So yeah. That's me. I prefer the pronouns they, them. If you're Norwegian, I prefer the pronoun hen, which in English sounds like I'm a chicken. But that's the Norwegian equivalent that I prefer.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. And I prefer he, him pronouns.
Yeah.
I'm male.
So hi Chris. How old are you?
I'm 21 years old. I'm turning 22 in October.
What? Don't know. I was gonna...
You are a chicken.
Gobbity. No, I was gonna say you're turning into a big boy, and then my words just got lost on me.
Turning into a big man.
And then I turned into a big baby.
I'm legally a man. Not legally a man, but legally, like, of age.
Yeah.
All the places now. All the places.
I'm legally old. I'm 24, which confirms I turned 24 in June, so it's kind of new. It's kind of still an open wound, and I'm so old, and I realized my gender identity quite late because of circumstances, but like also because a lack of proper language and proper knowledge.
Yeah.
So
that's something we're also going to talk about.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like childhood, gender expression, and wherever.
I mean, I was even considering writing my master's on the need for language in identity. And I'm still considering writing my master's on that.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to do my master's on video games instead.
Which brings us over to something different.
Oh yes, I did a good transition.
Yeah. So we're both students at the University of Oslo. Oops, there you know. We live in Oslo.
No. Let's stop it now.
But yeah, so why don't you tell us about your field of study?
Since I'm 24, I've been studying for a while. I started when I was 19, and then I settled on studying to become a teacher. So I'm starting my 4th year of an integrated master's degree in English and Norwegian. I'm going into practice now this autumn. I've been to practice at a upper secondary school, and I'm going to continue in practice in an upper secondary school. So I'm going to be a teacher for 9 weeks this upcoming semester, which is going to be really interesting.
And it's not paid.
And I have to work besides. So I'm gonna holy granola.
Yeah.
I'm not looking forward to that particularly because I realize I don't really want to be a teacher, but I want the master's degree, so I'm gonna finish that.
Like, luckily, there are other occupations you can have.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Even though you go like the teacher program.
Yeah.
So that's no big deal.
Unlike my secret passion is writing, so I always wanted to be a writer, but we'll get back to that.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm gonna start my 4th year as a teacher student. So next year, or next semester really, I'm gonna start focusing on my masters, which is really interesting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to decide whether or not I want to write about language, or I'm also considering writing about using video games in education, because that's cool and shit.
Yeah,
stuff.
it is.
Hey Chris.
Hi.
How do you feel about studies in video games and shit?
Yeah, so I've studied since I was 18, which is, we started like at the same age. I'm just born in October.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and I've been studying for 3 years, and this fall I will start a new field of study, which is informatics.
Hey!
So yeah, I'm gonna be an IT guy, basically, which I'm really looking forward to. Yeah, I think this is the right way, but I'm gonna take a medical leave from my current study program, for like a year, just to test out if I do want to study informatics. So I'm gonna study it for a year and then choose if I want to continue doing that, or if I want to go back.
Because luckily that's something you can do. You can put your current study program on hold, at least for a year, without it being like ruined. Yeah, if that's the proper way to say it.
Like without messing up your
timeline.
Yeah, kind of
something.
And also about not messing up in terms of loans and scholarships and stuff.
Because if you're Norwegian, you know this. If you're Danish or Swedish or Finnish, you know this. But if you're American, per se, for instance, in Norway, studying is free. We actually get paid money to study, so that we don't have to work on the side. Although we do work on the side.
And we do have to pay for accommodation.
Yeah.
So
rent and
like
food.
All of us need to get loans from the state.
Yeah.
Like most of us. Very few people just live on the scholarship and then work on the side.
Yeah. No, because the student loan or the student accommodation that we get from the state hasn't been really changed since the 70s-ish. And Oslo is now Norway is now the third most expensive country in the world to live in. Fourth?
Yeah, Iceland is
Iceland is the third.
We know this because we went to Iceland and it was so expensive.
So expensive.
Jesus.
Yeah, no, so accommodation in Oslo is quite expensive. I think if you live like somewhere in Norwayland, you can probably get by with just the student loans.
Yeah. But when that's being said, I live pretty cheap.
Yeah, because you live in actual student accommodation, which is clever as...
Yeah, but like when I studied in Scotland, I was in Scotland for half a year, and well, what was I about to say? Yeah, the student accommodation there was more expensive than the private market, whereas here the student accommodation is much cheaper than the private market.
So which is why I'm also finishing my masters now, because you do just have a given amount of years where you can apply.
7, isn't it?
No, it's 8.
8. Oh yeah.
Yeah, or else I'm.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah.
Because I've been studying for I'm gonna start my 6th year of studying.
Yeah.
Is that right? Holy granoli, that's a thing I'm going to say now, apparently. But yeah, no, so you have a given amount of years where you can apply for your student loans, and I'm starting my 6th year, which is a lot, which reminds me I have to apply for this year's student loans, because I haven't.
Yeah, but luckily, most people who do take master's degrees do get a job related to their master.
Yeah.
If you're becoming a teacher, a lot of people get part-time jobs at schools.
Yeah.
And
I don't want to do that though.
No. And if you're studying informatics, you get a job at the institute.
Yeah.
You can work as what is it called?
A student counsellor?
Yeah.
That kind of thing. The thing
a tutor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, tutor. Yeah, of course, yeah.
You can work with tutoring the bachelor students.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you can work in the office.
But you have a job, don't you?
I do have a job, yeah.
What do you do?
I am a Taekwondo instructor.
How cool!
I do that for a living. It is paid really well, but I only work 1 hour a week, which is,
and you work Mondays, which is always the holy days.
Yeah.
The red days.
Yeah.
You get the day off.
Because in Norway we have a lot of red days, which is holidays.
We used to be
bank holidays.
Yeah, we used to be a Christian country, so we kept the holidays.
Yeah, but we haven't kept anything else. We don't even have we had a church-state relationship that was really close up until last year or the year before that.
Yeah, the year before last year, we did the separation of church and state.
Yeah.
But we were one of the last countries to do it. I think the only other countries that haven't done it yet are Israel and some more countries.
So that was really conservative
Yeah.
But we weren't a conservative country.
No, we haven't been in a long while.
Yeah.
So it was about time. But
Yeah.
that's really often a time.
It was just a formality. Oh yeah. Yeah, sorry. So yeah, I do taekwondo, and I work at a summer camp in summer, which I'm gonna do in the first week of August, and then I will be starting my weekly groups again.
Yeah. What belt do you have?
I have the black belts.
What kind of black belt?
The first one, but I have I do ITF Taekwondo, it's International Taekwondo Federation, and it is a slight difference between ITF and WTF, which is the one that is used in the Olympics. While mine is not used there. It's semi-contact instead of full contact, so we can't knock out people, which I think is quite alright, because I do not like being hit too hard.
Yeah. Alright.
So yeah.
Yeah.
But you also work.
I also
and
work.
that is kind of like your work has contributed so much to the podcast already.
Oh yeah. I just got a job this June in an electrical chain, like a shop, a chain of shops, a big shop that sells electric stuff.
Which is also a mega store.
Yeah, it's a mega store. It's really huge, and that's how I got this mic at a personal discount. I also got all the equipment that
you
lies
can't
around
see.
there, because we're filming and recording on the phone. Because your Mac died, my Mac is a piece of shit.
My Mac died yesterday.
Yep.
This is fucked up.
When did you last change your hard disk?
In April.
Yay!
And because it is okay. To be fair, it is 5 years old. All right. And so it just started to act up after 4.5 years. So that's okay. That's fine. But now it's just going on tantrums all the time, and it's just being a little arsehole.
Yep. I think mine actually turned 4 this April.
Yeah.
So, but mine has been a piece of shit for a long time. I haven't.
But yours still work. Mine just
mine
stopped.
Still works. Yeah.
It just snapped and then just didn't want to log in.
Mine works is just slow, and I can't install GarageBand on it, which was the initial plan for this. But
So this is why we're using the phone.
But it actually works out quite nice.
Yeah, it does.
So yeah, we have some more talking points. I'm just trying to pull us back on track.
Yeah.
But we've been talking about most of it. We've been talking about our names and pronouns and age and gender and studies and work. We've been talking about the timing of the podcast, and in regards to your therapy and in regards to my practice period.
Yeah.
I haven't mentioned the practice period in regards to being non-binary.
Oh yeah.
Because that's been...
We can talk a bit about that.
Yeah, because that's been one of the main reasons I've been thinking of quitting my field of study. I've been thinking of starting informatics as well, which I'm probably going to do next, yeah. But I've realised as I come more and more to terms with my identity and my gender expression, and I've also I get more and more aware every time someone misgenders me, which is something people do, because nobody thinks initially, if they see anyone, they will always gender them in the binary, and I've got some problems with that in regards to being a teacher, being a person, being a mentor that people see every day, and then am I gonna have to take that fight every day? Am I gonna tell my students that I'm non-binary? Am I gonna let them misgender me every day, every week, every month, every year? Will I tell my colleagues? How will they react? And so forth and so forth. And I'm realizing that as of right now, and probably for the rest of my life, I'm not strong enough to take that fight every day.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not passionate enough about teaching, because I'm not really passionate about teaching at all.
What we could do is to start our own school.
Yeah, we could.
And then be like, hey, this is a school where we don't fucking care what's in your pants. Just tell us your pronouns.
But they have they have those kind of kindergartens, and people mock them so hard.
But let people mock them, and let the
so
people
silly. you can't do it anyway that people will like. You can't pretend gender isn't a thing.
No, you don't do that. But you just
gender.
acknowledge the variety of genders and just let people use whatever pronouns they want.
But it's weird, and you shouldn't have a special school for that. You should just allow that in every school. But you have to wait a couple of years and pave some roads and show people and educate people on how it is. But I'm not going to do that as a teacher in upper secondary school. Like, I'm not going to tell 16-year-olds that they have to respect me when they have never heard of my pronouns before. But I might be able to do that in 5 years, or 10, or 20.
Yeah. And my mom is a nurse, and she's a school nurse, and she's a baby nurse.
A baby nurse.
A baby nurse, infant nurse.
She's a newborn nurse.
Newborn nurse. No, yeah, but she told me that because she is the one who tells youth about sexuality and gender and everything, and a lot of people, it's just people walking in the hallway.
We have a hallway, how dare we?
But a lot of the youth are totally on board with trans, and they don't think of it as strange at all. And I think that will be the case about non-binary in a while.
Yeah.
In a couple of years, a few years.
People have been talking about that as well. There have been some American studies done on it, on whether or not youth have a perception of gender different from what was before. And it seems like they do. It seems like many people know non-binary people, know how to use they, them pronouns, know how to act around that kind of problematics and how to handle those kind of situations. But I think that's very much more in the US, for instance, than it is in Norway. We do have a growing community and a growing educational system. And things are definitely moving in the right direction. But I think we're lagging a tiny bit behind. You could just watch Sweden, for instance, where the pronoun hen or they in Scandinavian is officially a pronoun there now. It's in the dictionary, and it has been for many years. And you can use I think you can use it as your legal marker as well. Have the X as your legal marker? I'm not quite sure.
I'm not quite sure about that.
I know
I'm
you
not
can
sure
do it
in India, and there's a couple of other countries.
Because I know, but there's quite a lot of countries now, I think, that have the gender marker.
Yeah.
Which is also very much a question we have. The Norwegian election is this September, so the different political parties are also talking about the third gender marker. Some are very pro, some are very against, some are very indifferent and don't care about gender politics at all.
What would you want the gender marker to be?
X.
X?
Yeah.
Or N for neutral?
No, X.
No? O for oh my god.
Oh my god.
But X.
X, because the non-binary umbrella is quite huge. And if you say N for none, some people might feel that doesn't apply to them because they do have a strong gendered feeling. But it might be just there might be gender flux or fluid. There might be demi this, demi that, like demi girl, demi boy or something, and have a strong gender identity, and then crossing off none would be wrong as well. Or just O for other makes you you're actually othering someone actively by saying that no, you're not.
But by
this or that.
N could mean different things though. N could stand for non-binary.
Yeah, it could stand for none of the above. But I like X more.
Yeah.
Also because it makes me feel like part of the X-Men.
But maybe people don't like that.
I think it's like an unspoken agreement that if there was to be a third gender marker, it would be X.
Yeah. I think that you don't need the gender marker in your passport at all, but I mean, we live in a gender society, and I do like that we can appreciate the different genders. But I don't see why it's necessary to have your gender marker in your passport.
But I stumbled into a Twitter discussion about this as well, where you had someone say the same as you, but in a different way. They argued that you should be able to put down your own gender identity. Instead of having to choose between male, female, or other, or X, you should be able to note down your own preferred gender. But, I mean, sure, one day that could perhaps be the thing, or one day you should not have to note down anything in the gender section. But as for now, I think it's too big of a step, so you can't really learn to ride a bike before you've learned to crawl, so
so I'm definitely on board with a third gender marker.
I think that's the thing we can actually work towards, whereas the other things are a bit too far in the future.
And if you remove the gender marker from the passport, you kind of have to do it globally, I feel.
Yeah. Because you also... do you have ethnicity in passports?
It says where you're born and where you are a citizen.
Yeah, so it doesn't say like Caucasian or black.
No. It says, like for me, it says what city I'm born in, what country that is in, which is in Norway. And then it says my nationality, which is Norwegian.
Yeah, because it says nationality.
But it's if you have a passport from that place, from that country, that is your nationality, kind of.
Yeah.
So if you have a Norwegian passport, you are Norwegian, kind of.
Yeah, you are a Norwegian citizen by law, anyway.
Yeah, so it will say Norwegian in a Norwegian passport. But it might say something else, like from where you are born.
We are going off on tangents like we're playing the piano, which you do, by the way.
I do play the piano. I do not have a piano here, so that's kind of... that sucks.
I don't believe you until you play me something. No, it's fine. I play the guitar. I'm trying to put this back on track and introducing ourselves some more, but I think we kind of like said what we were supposed to say.
Yeah.
But I do play the guitar.
Yeah, you do.
I'm not very good at it.
Well, the future... Let's talk about that.
Let's talk about the future. We're planning on putting together a email account so that we can be reached by email. I think we're planning on getting a Twitter account as well.
Because you're active on Twitter.
Yeah, somewhat.
Yeah.
So I can probably manage a Twitter account. I think you two are going to have access to it. So we can leave links to our Instagram accounts if you like.
Yeah, we can do that.
And
yeah.
We're planning on doing a weekly podcast.
Yeah.
Regarding different themes. Probably mostly going to be like gender centered.
Yeah. And since I'm starting gender therapy in August, I think I would like to do like updates from that. I would like to like talk about like my sessions after I've had them, and maybe talk about them before I have them. I don't know how often I will have my sessions.
No.
But hopefully I will not need to have too many sessions before I get referred to the hospital. So I've spoken with some people, and they told me that I maybe could get my letter after 3 sessions. Yeah.
And also, I've been thinking of something which I just remembered that I haven't talked to you about, but we might want to make a podcast about the camp.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
What camp?
Yeah, we're going to the Kjønnsmangfold, which is a gender diversity camp, basically, where, not basically, it's literally a gender diversity camp.
That's what it's called in English. It's hosted by Queer Youth, the Norwegian group.
Yeah, organization.
Yeah.
And it's we're not allowed to say where it is, so because of security reasons. But it will find place from the 24th, which is in 4 days.
Shit, yeah, I know.
Oh my god! But yeah, from the 24th to the 27th of July this year, so in 4 days. And it is a place where youth can come together and just be themselves and talk about gender. And you kind of like have to be non-cis, I guess, to be there. Because if you're cis, why would you be there?
Yeah, because Queer Youth has 2 camps. They have their main member camp.
Yeah, which is Jafis. Or Jafnadur.
Jafnadur.
Where's Jafis?
Yeah, and then they have this one, the gender diversity camp.
Yeah.
And there's going to be people between the ages of, what is it, like 12 and 30 or something?
Yeah.
So
it's like the roof is 30 years old, and then I think you have to be like 13 or something.
Yeah, I think actually some of the people that are gonna be there are over 30 as well.
Yeah, I think some of the leaders will be over 30.
So there's gonna be a wide variety of people, we guess. Like, what's also important to note and why we want to make a podcast about it is because we're both going for the first time.
Yeah.
So it's going to be very interesting. I had no idea that this camp even existed. But we do know the camp leader or the one who's been organizing it a little bit. We know him
and we
a
know,
little bit.
Yeah, like the leader, we know somewhat. We've spoken with him a couple of times. And
we hung out with him at Pride and shit.
Yeah, so, we did. Yeah. And also, there are a lot of other people whom we have talked to.
Especially because you've been to another, some other stuff as well. Yeah,
I've been to a tea cafe. Yeah, so a trans cafe for trans people anywhere under the trans umbrella. Which means that there are like non-binary trans there, and there are binary trans, and just everyone who's not cis.
Yeah,
and want to talk about gender and just have a free space.
And we could also perhaps after the camp talk a bit about how it is trying to actively find groups and actively take part in the queer community, especially if you're not as confident and as outgoing as you might want to be. At least I want to talk a bit about trying to reach out to a community while you do have a certain amount of social anxiety.
Yeah,
which is interesting.
We're quite different there.
Yeah, we are very different.
As soon as I came to terms with my gender identity, I just went full on, and I have been socializing with trans people, and I find that extremely relieving.
Yeah.
And I'm quite outgoing in that way.
Whereas I, on the other hand, I am very much an introvert. I do really like talking to people. I enjoy talking to people, and when I'm in a social situation, I am social and I take part. But it usually requires quite a lot of me to actually get over that kind of barrier and actually going out and meeting people. Yeah. And so I was going very much front and back, and such I couldn't really decide whether or not I wanted to go to this camp or not. But I figured out in the end that fuck it, of course I'm gonna go. I'm gonna hate myself if I don't. But I also have to arrive a bit later than anyone else because I have to work a shift that day.
Yeah, right.
So where everybody gets to bond at the bus, they take a bus together and then get there together and probably have dinner together, whereas I just drop in late and
I think you'll be there in time for the dinner.
I hope I'm going to be there in time for dinner, or else I'm going to be like the most like outcast ever.
Yeah.
But it's going to be fine.
Yeah.
We're going to do good.
Yeah.
I'm also thinking that we may, since we're leaving Monday, we might record podcast number 2 before we leave, so we have something to upload.
Yeah. But I think we can talk like about camp. And about how to pack and how to prepare and how to dress and...
Yeah, we can do a segment on expectations as well.
Yeah. So I think our next podcast will be about the camp and...
Yeah. For some of you it might not be that relevant because you're not Norwegian and this is not a camp you would consider, but we'll also talk about just in general...
Camps.
Camping and reaching out to communities a bit. Yeah. And that kind of thing. Is that what we're going to talk about next podcast?
Yeah, I think that would be a good idea.
Talk about like actually reaching out to communities and what you can do, and also what to pack when you're going camping.
Yeah. For
So,
instance, you're a packer.
Oh yeah, someone's been on a cabin trip and forgot his packer.
It was horrible.
Oh Jesus Christ!
I have 2 packers, and my favorite was at home because I thought I didn't need it, and then I needed it.
Yeah. Oh well, now you know.
Now I know. So yeah.
So we're gonna talk about that. I think we've been filming for like an hour, roughly, a bit less.
Yeah, a bit less, but still, it's the first one.
How much time we got?
I think we started like 50 minutes ago. Then we had the bug incident.
Shit, yeah, we had the bug incident.
Yeah.
So we started a bit later on actually.
Yeah, we did.
We haven't, because I've been thinking like we're running out of time, but we are actually not.
No, yeah, because we started this podcast and we did the whole intro thing and it didn't work out, but we thought, it's fine because it's the first one. And then it was this huge bug on the window.
And not only a bug, because the windows were open a little bit, and then there was a wasp as well.
Yeah.
That got in the actual window, so we had to stop the whole thing and start over again. Yeah. Because that was a bloody mess.
Yeah, it was high-pitched voices and just...
a Norwegian rambling and just like, what the fuck do we do now? But we got the wasp out and the bug is somewhere.
Yeah, I think it's gone.
I think it's in the like windowsill outside.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. But yeah, it's...
I think this is...
It's fine, we can talk a bit more. Do you
Yeah.
do you have anything else you want to say? Like anything you want them to know about you? I'm trying to think of something. Like,
Yeah, well, we could just do a like short summary of what we just said, because this has been a huge rant.
Yeah, so a too long didn't read ending.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah,
You first.
Okay. So a short summary of who I am. I'm Christopher. I'm 21 years old. I'm Norwegian. I'm a student. I live in Oslo. I'm going to start and study informatics this fall. I'm a trans guy. I'm pretty and I'm starting gender therapy in August. Woo! I've said that so many times now. I just want to tell everyone that I'm starting gender therapy in August.
Oh my god.
In August.
Oh my god. Right. And I'm Robin, which is new to most of you, which is fun. I'm 24 years old. I'm also Norwegian. I also live in Oslo. I'm also a student. This autumn I'm gonna be in a practice period in upper secondary school, which is gonna be interesting. So I'm gonna talk a lot of shit about kids and kids today, and then I'm gonna feel real old because I don't get the new in stuff, the hip things to say. Already lost it. Already way too old.
Yeah, no, you're far off, man.
Yeah, and yeah, I'm also working besides my studies, so I might have some cool stories about weird customers, as long as I just don't say any names or any identification markers.
Oh, I forgot to say something.
Yeah.
I'm going to be out and about trans to everyone I meet from the fall.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a huge step for me. I'm really looking forward to that. I'm gonna introduce myself. I haven't decided if I want to introduce myself as Christopher or Chris. I'm thinking about doing Christopher, just to get it over with, kind of. But yeah, it's gonna be cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
And hopefully I'll change my legal name and gender marker within a couple of months.
Yeah. Stuff's happening.
Yeah.
Like, this is really the starting point of a lot. I think this autumn is gonna be it's gonna be a roller coaster from start to end.
Yeah, and maybe I'll be starting hormones by our first anniversary of this podcast.
Yeah,
maybe. It is possible.
Fingers crossed. And everything.
So yeah, I'm. This is a really interesting time to be alive, and you should tune in to hear about all. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So we're gonna put this up on YouTube. We're probably gonna put this up on. I'm gonna try and make a SoundCloud account.
Yeah.
We're gonna try and get it up on iTunes. It's probably gonna take a while. If I'm not mistaken, the process with iTunes is quite slow. But hopefully we'll do that, and then if you find us on iTunes, please give us a 5-star review, tell people about it so that more people can listen to it.
Yeah.
And if you thought of anything during this podcast, something you would like us to talk about, something you think we did wrong, or something we could get better at or focus more on, leave a comment and tell us your opinion.
Yeah.
We appreciate all kind of constructive criticism. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want us to talk about something, leave us a comment. And then all our contact info will be in the description, either of the podcast on SoundCloud or on YouTube.
Yeah.
And then we'll get our Twitter account up and going. We'll get our email address up and going.
Yeah.
And stuff and things.
Yeah.
And this is probably going up on the new YouTube account we're gonna make.
Yeah.
So tune into. Hopefully it'll be youtube.com/100 Acre Woods.
Yeah.
But we don't know that for sure yet because we haven't done that part yet.
No, yeah. So I guess we'll have to make the email first.
Yeah.
And then the Gmail, which we are gonna make, will be connected to YouTube.
Yeah.
And then the YouTube account will be created.
So that's like we did the filming part first.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna do all the administrative work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure. Right, so now we spoke for another 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Time went by so quickly and now it's so slow.
Oh well. We should have a personalized way to say bye.
Yeah, but we don't.
No. Fuck.
We're just gonna end it by saying no. Fuck. You're Chris. I'm Robin. This has been the 100 Acre Woods, episode 1, take 1. Edited quite a lot because we fucked up a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, hopefully see you next week.